Howdy, what is going on all my broskies? How you guys doing today? My name is the Bro Man, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys the second episode of Totally True Stories, and this is a few months behind, so let's just get started here. So basically, if you guys don't know what Totally True Stories is, it's stories that are totally true and that definitely happened. And this one actually happened just like 2 minutes ago. Just walked in, that's why I sound maybe a little out of breath. So basically, let's just get started with the story so that I can tell you guys this amazing true story. So I was walking around, me and my friends had actually just gone out clubbing because we're 18. So we decided, hey, let's just go to the club one night. So we went to the club, which actually was a really good time. You know, we just got back from it and stuff. And as we were leaving, I was like, hold on guys, let me just walk down this street over down this way. So my friends all had girls in their arms, you know, they were alright looking and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, good for you guys. And they didn't even realize that I still had like 50 waiting in line at my car to get picked up and driven back to my place. So they were all walking, and then I had the line up in front of my car. So I said, excuse me ladies, I just need to walk over this way because something was just wrong. I felt like there was something that was going on and I needed to do something. So I was walking and I heard screaming for help, and it sounded like a woman, and I was like, oh no, this is never good. Whenever you hear a woman screaming for help, you know it's not going to be good, especially if it's at nighttime. So here I am walking down the street, I hear the scream, and I'm like, alright, I'm going to find what this is. So I'm walking around, and then all of a sudden I see it. I see in a dark alley a girl getting mugged by this guy, and he had a mask on and everything. I was like, oh god, this is not going to be good. And this girl that was getting mugged just happened to be Selena Gomez. So I decided I'm going to do something about this. I need to be the brave man here. And my life was definitely in danger. The guy had a gun, and then I also saw that he had two friends behind him who actually had mounted machine guns pointing at her too. So there had three guys there, two of them had mounted machine gun under their control, and the other guy was just holding her against the wall at gunpoint. So being the brave young man that I am, I decided to I scaled the walls, and the walls actually had no divots or anything, so I was basically breaking my fingers through the concrete that the walls were made out of and just forcing my way up. The power behind each thrust of my arm was just immaculate. So here I'm smashing through the wall, climbing up, and they don't notice me because they're busy, being deafened by the screams of this Selena Gomez who needed some help. So I'm like, oh my god, I need to hurry up because it was starting to get more and more intense. So I finally get to the top of the building, and I look down and I see that they're loading the gun, the big machine gun. They're putting the belt in it, getting ready to just light her up, and I'm like, there's gotta be something I can do really quick. So I look to my right and I see a piece of scrap paper, and I'm like, I need a weapon, and this seems to be the only thing I can use. So basically what I decided to do, using my super ingenious brain, I grabbed the piece of scrap paper and rolled it up into a little ball, and basically with that I threw it right into the face of one of the guys who was operating the gun, and he ended up missing the target completely as he started shooting because the ball of paper actually ended up just knocking him right out, because I don't know what was in that paper. I think it was just really like a lot of scribble on it, and someone drew on it a lot, so it ended up knocking the guy flat out. And I jumped down, land on the other guy, and I'm like, great, I took two of them out. Now this other guy points his gun at me, and I'm like, crap, what do I do? So I used my secret ninja maneuver and knocked the gun out of his hand, and I managed to take the mask off his face, and I found out it was Chuck Norris, and I was like, oh great, what am I going to do now? So here I am, Chuck Norris, fighting me one-on-one in the back alley. Selena Gomez is like screaming still, she's worried, she doesn't know what's going to happen, and I'm like, don't worry babe, I'll watch your back, just run. So she ends up running away, and she says, I'll never forget you. And I'm like, oh, you don't know about that, I'm an easily forgettable guy, but I'll never forget your beautiful face, as I was fighting Chuck Norris. So he ends up throwing one of his famous roundhouse kicks at me, and I quickly duck out of the way, and he ends up kicking actually one of the guys that I already knocked out. Kicked him right in the head. The guy's head flew straight off, and I'm like, okay, this guy has serious power in that kick. But what he didn't know is the head he kicked off actually was a time bomb that triggered and blew up Chuck Norris, and I ended up surviving the explosion. Now I was crawling out with my legs blasted off, and I was like, I don't know what to do. My legs actually weren't blasted off, they were just pretty beaten up from the explosion, and I was like, hey, now what? And then Selena Gomez came, and she said, you're my hero, and then she ended up taking me back to her huge mansion in the sky, and we ended up making love for the next 24 hours straight, and then I'm still doing that now. So that's the story, guys. I need to go make out with Selena Gomez. Goodbye.